Welcome back everyone to Animal Crossing New Horizon, Day 6. Last episode, we finally were able to complete all the items that were needed for both shop and the museum. So I think we'll have those ready today. And of course, we have Lief, which is pretty cool to see. Let's hear what Tom Nook has to say. Of course, he says that we have our grand museum, which is now ready. And I think this is pretty cool. I'm also hoping to get the cafe inside the museum, which I'm not really sure when we'll get, but I'm very excited for it, so definitely it's pretty cool. He's also going to announce on the new shop we have, and the shop will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is pretty cool. Now that we have both the shop and museum, I think we will finally be able to get the resident services building. Now that we have a museum and a shop, we'll finally be able to get more villages as well. I think we have a small cutscene with Tom Nook right here where he gets a call and moves away. So definitely something very important is happening, and I would actually want to visit him in the main tent, but for now, before we do that, we'll check out both the shop and the museum and make sure that we have our daily tasks completed. I also have to talk to Lief right here, who is visiting our island for the first time, and he is gonna have some special flowers that we can buy and shrubs too. This flower and shrub will definitely help me when I'm trying to build up my island scores to meet kind of the 3-star evaluation to have KK slider come into the island. Now we haven't yet had this conversation with Tom Nook, but I think we'll have it once we have the resident services building. Either way, I am excited for today. We have quite a few stuff to complete, so definitely we can actually go ahead and get it started. Seems like we do have a note right here from Daisy May. She will be selling us turnips on different price points on every Sunday, and you can sell them back to Timmy or Tommy in the shop. This is like opening up a whole door of stock marketing with turnips. I'm not gonna go through it, but if you do find more money for your turnips, go ahead and sell them. If not, just keep them in with you. I do have to warn, turnips will go bad in a week, so if you have bought it on a Sunday, make sure you sell it before the next one. Other than that, it seems like my house is still the same, but finally I'll be able to buy some wallpapers and floorings from the shop itself, which I'm very excited to see. But before I visit the museum or the shop, let me quickly pull up all the items that I either needed to sell or donate to the museum. I just hate going to and forth the house, so I think just grabbing everything at once would actually help. The first thing definitely I want to do is check out the shop, since we do have some new furniture items we can buy. On a daily basis, you have 4 furniture items that you can buy, out of which 2 will be only a single item, which means you'll be only able to buy one of those furnitures. When you enter the shop for the first time, you'll actually see another new character, or a new villager in this case. This is gonna be very important because this is how we get our Able Sisters clothing store. So I'm very happy to actually see, I think, Mabel right here. Either way, we are not gonna have a clothing store for quite a few days. We do have to have her come and visit our island at least 3 times before she suggests to have a clothing store in our island. But of course, we still have quite a few days before we can get a shop. But if we do get one, I am gonna be very excited. Clothing items in this game is definitely pretty cool, and I'm very excited to go ahead and get some. But for now, let's quickly go ahead and check out all the furnitures that are available. I'm still hoping that the shop will upgrade pretty soon, but I think you do have to buy a certain amount of items before they can actually upgrade it. Right here, I'm just gonna randomly buy all of these items just because I want to kind of hold them in my house. I'm pretty sure at some point I'll need them for either for now or for the future where I'm trying to get a 5-star island. So I'm just gonna buy all of them. I'm also gonna buy some of these DIY recipes. Definitely it's helpful to have more DIY just because you might actually use them in the future. Now that we have that, I think I'll ignore the other ones. This pitfall seed one is definitely helpful as well, but I won't be buying it right now. As you can see, I don't really have that amount of bells. As for the walling and floor, I see two of them that I really like, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy them. For each of my room in my house, I have decided to have a particular theme. So as and when I actually find those wallpapers or flooring, I'll go ahead and buy them. Now that we have checked out the shop, let me quickly make my way to the museum. And of course, in midway, I actually find this one. Unfortunately, I don't have 10,000 bells, so I guess I'm just gonna be burying this 1,000 bells back in there. Maybe in the future, when I actually have enough bells, I can actually go ahead and bury it. But for a few more days, I think this is gonna be the thing. I can also go ahead and pick up all of these berries to kind of sell them, but I feel like these berries in my island won't sell as much. Probably if I do get to kind of visit someone's island, I probably will go ahead and sell this one over there. For now, entering the museum, it looks way better than the tent. And of course, we have multiple pathways where we can actually visit. Each of them have their own plaques, and we do have one up here for art. Unfortunately, as you can see, the cafe is not yet there. Probably at some point I'll get the dialogue from Blathers to go ahead and get the cafe opened. Now that we are here, let me go ahead and quickly get my fossils assessed. These fossils are from yesterday and I have still yet to get the fossils for today. So I think what I'll do is I'll assess them, donate anything that is available, and then go back to kind of get the other fossils. Right here I have given him to assess it. Apparently there are quite a few of them that I can still donate. I think this will be a trend for a couple of days or a couple of months until the fossil museum is almost filled. I felt like the last time when I had my island, there was just one fossil that took me very long time to actually get. The more fossils you donate, the lesser ones that you have to actually find. So definitely you'll be having kind of more of these fossils to sell in the later stage of your game. Checking out my Nook Miles app, I do have one of the tasks completed. But I still haven't had that amount of Nook Miles yet, so I do have to collect a bit more. Now you can definitely go ahead and collect more by doing the daily basic task, like either using all of your items, catching more creatures. Probably that will help, but as far as I've seen, it's better to kind of find new tasks to complete rather than continuing the old ones. Alright, now that we have checked out both the museum and the shop, let me move on outside and also talk to Tom Nook. If you remember at the beginning of the episode, he did actually get a call and made his way inside the main tent. So definitely he has something that probably he will ask us to help him with. So we do have to make our way there. There is another thing. Today is the first day we have both Flo and Mac have their own houses, which is pretty nice. And I did want to check out both of their houses' interior designs, but unfortunately it seems like Flo is nowhere near her house. So let's check Mac's house right here. Now, as far as I remember, the starter villages don't really have that good of an interior design for their house. It's quite plain. As you can see, Mac's house is pretty empty. But of course, if you have donated them a certain item, they'll actually go ahead and display it in their house since they don't really have any furnitures. I really wish that they did have some of the furnitures, considering that the villages that we get after this will have like amazing house interior designs. It's too bad that they don't have this for the starter villages though. In most of the cases, usually when you come to day 15, you probably will have only a couple of villagers other than your starter villager, and one of them will usually just have the thought bubble to move away. So this gives you a chance to kind of go ahead and I guess get another new villager with a really good interior design, or you can just donate a few furnitures to your starter villagers so that they'll be able to display it, and probably that will look good as well. Now if you do have Happy Home Paradise, I think you'll be able to go ahead and design their house as you need. But for users like me who actually don't have it, your only two ways is either just let them go or just try to give some really good furniture that might suit their house. That way it will make it look better. I've just gone ahead, talked to Lief and bought some flowers and shrubs. But other than that, I think the next thing for us to do is go into the main tent. Seems like Tom Nook is still in a call, which is quite suspicious. I know that it's just around 10 minutes in this video, but in game I did play around half an hour to kind of complete my other task, but it's quite weird to see him still in a call. Either way, it seems like he is gonna explain to us on what's actually happening. It seems like we are having our island being advertised and 3 interested parties want to come over. Now this is pretty cool, but if you don't want to have the game pre-select the villager, probably you do have to go to the islands before this and ask the villagers that you really want to have in your island to come here, and that way you'll have the ones that you need. In my case, I haven't really done that, so I'm really not sure what 3 villages we're gonna have. But we do have quite a lot of things to do to have them come to our island. Apparently Tom Nook has promised them a full house, which means we have to not only build the house, that is place the construction kit around, but also build furnitures for these 3 villages. This is definitely a very huge task, and what I would recommend is go ahead and hoard as many items as you can. For example, items such as wood, hardwood, softwood, stones, as well as the clay that you get when you hit the rocks, even the iron nuggets. If you're able to hoard these items for quite a few days in a row, you'll be easily able to go ahead and build most of the items that you need for the villagers that are coming. The villagers that are gonna come to your island will be once again random, so I have no idea who's gonna come, especially since I didn't, go to a deserted island to actually call them to my island. But I have hoarded quite a few items, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to complete it within this or the next episode. Now you might have seen that Tom Nook has asked us to go ahead and question him on what I should do. I didn't really ask him this question before because I just wanted to check out the Nook stop. But now that we are ready, let's quickly go ahead and talk to him. Right, the first thing he wants us to do is build a bridge. This is pretty easy as long as once again you have enough woods. He will actually go ahead and give you the recipe to kind of build it, and all we have to do is get our items and craft it on the table next to him. There we go. This bridge building is gonna be a one-time thing. You don't really have to do it again and again. But of course, the next time we are building a bridge, we have to donate the money ourselves. That is definitely a bit of cheating, but I guess I'll take it. Let's quickly go ahead and check out what we need. I don't really have the items yet, but I do have them in my house storage, which I do have to bring. Apparently, we have to create 4 log stakes, which we already have. So each of the log stake will need 3 woods, so probably around 12 woods and a bunch of rocks and clay, I think. So let me quickly make my way to the house and get these items. By the way, here is my house. As you can see, I did place both of the flooring and the wallpaper on, which we just bought today. And definitely it looks so much better than before. Going back to the main tent with all the items, I did take some time for this one considering I didn't have all the items I needed. But I was able to finally get all the items. Apparently in this game I'm not able to find enough wood, but I already have a lot of softwood and hardwood, so for some reason the wood is not actually spawning. That's alright, at least we are able to kind of complete the log stakes. So we do need 4 of them. So let me quickly go ahead and create 4 of them right here. Today, while doing the daily task, I actually got lucky with the balloon gift that usually flies around. I was able to find around 30,000 bells, which was pretty cool. That is really helpful considering the fact that I actually need bells to complete the loan that I have on the house. Alright, this is the third one I am going to be crafting. There we go. I'm actually hoping to craft a DIY workbench right next to my house, so I don't really have to come to the main building each time for it. But of course, until I get enough materials for that, probably I'll just come back to the main tent to craft all of my items. Now that I have the bridge construction kit, I can finally go ahead and place it near a river. Before we do that, let me quickly accept all the Nook miles that I do get right here. Very cool, we are around 7,000. I'm hoping to get at least around 20 before I start spending it on Nook Stop. Right here, I just open up my map to see where I can actually place the bridge. I could definitely place it on the north, but the area there is quite small and I probably need more area if I am going to construct more houses. So I think I'll go with the small area that we have on the left side of the island. This is quite close to the main building or the main tent, so definitely it's helpful to kind of visit the tent and then cross the bridge. I think this is a good area right here, but I do have to be a bit careful that I do not lose my trees. After clearing up the area in the left side of the island, I'm finally able to go ahead and place the bridge right here. This is perfect, definitely does not block the trees and the pathway kind of looks pretty cool. At some point I do have to demolish this bridge, considering that is the only bridge of its kind that is kind of available in this island. It would look cool, but since we can't really do a second one, it would look pretty weird. Unless, of course, I have a specific idea for this area. In that case, probably I'll keep this bridge. Otherwise, probably at some point in the future, I do have to remove it. But of course, once we have placed the bridge, it does take a day for it to actually be constructed. We can, of course, go back and talk to Tom Nook right here, who tells us that we have more things to actually do. So let's quickly go ahead and talk to him again. This time, if you remember, he did say we have a chance to have a ceremony, and this one would probably be for the museum or the shop, which I think we'll go ahead and quickly do. Usually in a new island, you'll have a lot of trees, which means that you probably will have a lot of trees without any items. There are certain amount of trees in a daily basis that will actually generate bells, or some of them, at least 2 of them will have furnitures. Around 4 of them will actually have wasp and its nest. Personally, I think I felt it was a bit tedious to go around and shake down all the trees every single day. So I have decided that if I am able to craft an axe, I'll go ahead and chop down some of these trees just to make sure that I have less amount of trees to shake on a daily basis. At some point though, I do have to clear out all of the trees I have on this island. At least once we do get the 3-star, evaluation. But until then, I think this is pretty cool. Most of the trees are, far away from each other, so definitely it looks pretty good. There are a couple of them that are kind of overlapping. Some of them I do have to kind of chop down. Maybe I will just go ahead and get rid of the trees that are overlapping each other or are way too close to each other, and it makes it difficult for me to find the items in case if they do have it. But back to the ceremony right here, we only have 2 of our villages other than Blathers. It is both Flo and Mac. Now I could have actually skipped this, and if I did skip it today, probably I won't be able to do the ceremony tomorrow. So definitely I just wanted to record all the ceremonies that we can actually have. I'm pretty sure we'll have ceremonies for bridge as well as inclines in the future, and I'm very excited for that as well. It's an opportunity to kind of see all your villages at once. For For now, we only have 2, but hopefully in the next few episodes that are coming up, we'll have new villages in our island. Right here, ceremony also gives you a chance to go ahead and take a picture. In this case, I will go ahead and take a picture of this. Maybe at some point of this gameplay, I'll go ahead and put them all out for each and every ceremony that we did have. Anyway, that is the ceremony for the museum, and it's gonna be the same almost. All these ceremonies are gonna repeat the same way, but probably at different points you'll have different special villages attending the ceremony. Let me quickly make my way back, and this time we'll go ahead with the one for the shop. For this ceremony, of course, we do have both Timmy and Tommy as a representative, and we have both Flo and Mac once more. Unfortunately, Blathers is not here. He could have come though, considering that the museum is quite close. And on the other way, I think Timmy and Tommy could have come for the ceremony in the museum, which they did not. The dialogues will be a bit different on the characters themselves, but regarding to what we reply, I think it will be the same, so we don't really have to worry about it. It's pretty cool to see this Nook Rani. I kind of always remember the upgraded version of this shop because I've seen it so many times that this actually looks a bit weird for me. Maybe in a few days, at least around I think 15 days or 20 days maybe, you'll be able to have an option to kind of upgrade them. Definitely I am excited for it, considering you'll get more items to actually buy, such as axe and shovel, which you can't really do that right now. If I need them right now, I do have to craft them myself. The other exciting thing is you do get around 5 items per day that you can actually buy. That will help us get more furniture to our house as well. There we go. Now that the ceremony is over, I think we have completed a lot of things in this episode. We have both the museum and shop now available, and we have had the bridge which will be constructed by tomorrow. In the next episode, we probably will be helping Tom Nook once more to have 3 houses constructed, which I think will be pretty cool. Of course, this also means that I do have to hoard quite a few items into my storage. And we'll try to see if we can upgrade our house as well. Anyway, that's all I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support me more in a personal way, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.